I would like to welcome you all to the funeral of... If you're listening, I am once again wearing a black hoodie. She's
where's
nice
your
and
hat?
colorful. I know, I forgot the hat, darn it.
Oh.
I forgot the hat. We look like Halloween tonight.
But her hair is down.
I know. Every once in a while, I get a little crazy, and I will pull my hair down. Mostly, I pulled it down because today I had a headache. Did you ever get the headaches from the bun?
Never.
Because her hair is down to her buttocks. It's pretty dang long.
I don't know.
Mine's long too, but today also, if you can hear it in my voice, there's a little bit of congestion. So add that on to
mics that aren't working.
Oh gosh, and we even got here early. We're just technically stupid, or technologically.
What's the word I'm looking for? We're not dumb. We're just inexperienced. That's what I'm looking for. We're inexperienced. It's fine.
And if something happens that, like suddenly the mics don't work, but they've worked for 15 weeks in a row and then suddenly they don't, we don't know how to fix that. And there's no time to sit here and Google and figure it out. But yes, my head is hurting a little bit. But Carly has hydrated me with Diet
Not
Coke.
This week it's Diet Coke with some lime and coconut.
And it was so good. I just chugged the whole thing. I was just telling her, I'm not one of those people that will like sip every 20 minutes or so, take another sip, and in 10 more minutes, I just chug till it's gone. I can't help. I'm like a dog that will eat the food until it's gone. So then I get wired. But yes, my nose was like burning and my eyes were watering again. And I like burped within 5 seconds of drinking.
And it took so long to get the microphone and everything situated that I was like, and now we got to go to the bathroom.
Then we have to go to the bathroom because I drank the whole thing. And then we get back in here and you have to like restart everything because it's been like on screen saving, and then you have to reset the systems, and then we start chatting about what we're going to podcast about. And oh my gosh.
Let's just turn on the microphones and just record.
Yeah. I was like, forget this. Forget the planning. Let's just go for it. And I've got a shout out to Adana, who is picking up little kids tonight in the 15 passenger.
Listen to this?
I don't know if she does or not, but I doubt she does. I'm sure it'll bore her to death.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell her that I gave her a shout out because I'm thankful. She's driving the 15 passenger Sprinter van because we are down a car. I have finally, that car is dead. The POS that he left us with, I mean, that's exactly what happened, is officially dead. Adana got her first flat tire. And so
that's scary, actually.
I know.
How did she handle it?
She did great. When I found her, I had to search her on with location because her phone was dead. Yeah, and she had her little hazards on.
Oh, wait, it wasn't the freeway, was it?
No, because I do not let her drive on the freeway in that car.
Okay, good.
Because that car is so dangerous. In fact, the tire was flat because of the alignment. It wasn't.
That you had just sunk money into fixing.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay.
But to give you an example of how bad that car was, I just got new tires just a few months ago, and he's like, these tires are gone. I was like, I just got these tires. He's like, yeah, you managed to go 13,000 miles on 80,000 mile tires. Like they're toast, and it's because the alignment, like
even trying to fix the alignment. It still
we've even tried to fix that, and it's not worth putting into a 2013 car. And quite frankly, I wanted to put that car in a demolition derby. I kind of wanted to blow it up, to be honest with you, because sure would be nice to have a Kia Telluride right now that I paid for 5 years ago. But we won't go there. I did want to give some, I guess, shout outs to all of you giving us or sending us comments on Buzzsprout and on Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah, we got to clarify a few things.
Yes, you want to start?
Well, we've had a few people reach out in the Buzzsprout, which is
the platform that we use to upload the podcast.
It's the podcast, not. So the video is on YouTube, right? But the podcast, how it gets uploaded to all of the podcast platforms is by Buzzsprout. And you can click on that link and message us, but we cannot message you back. Yes. So if you message us asking us a question, the only way that we can respond is in the podcast, which is kind of frustrating.
Which is on YouTube or on a DM.
Right, exactly. Like, well, I mean,
you mean on the podcast
we
here
can read
speaking.
it here and respond live speaking, but like that's it. We can't just type an answer real fast.
Yeah.
Right. And so that can be frustrating. So if you want a response, I've had quite a few friend requests on Instagram, and I have not, if I haven't accepted you as a friend, do not take it personally. I just keep my Instagram private. However, I am determined to figure out how to create a new one so that people can reach me, because Julie's texting me today.
It's time for her
She's
to
had
be
people
public.
say, I want that. Well, they're just like, I want that information from the podcast.
Yeah.
What about the nice?
They wanted the nice versus kind article. They wanted peacekeeping versus peacemaking. And so
just our source material, which I would want too. I get it. So
so she DM'd me or sent a message.
She sent a message to Julie on Instagram, and then I had to text Julie the information so that she could then relay it to this person who wanted it. So
which I should have put on I should have edited and put it up on the descriptions anyway. So sorry about that.
Oh yeah, we should do that. There's just so much stuff.
You just don't think that people are as interested as they are. You know, I'm like,
and that's why the comments and stuff are so good. Because it lets us know, like, hey, we're listening, we care about this. It's interesting because as we post different things, I mean, we've told you, we're trying to figure out the third mic thing. We'd love to, I want to learn from other people.
Yeah.
That's how I learned the most. I love listening to podcasts and hearing other people's stories. And so I want to be able to interview people and ask questions, but we've just got to figure out the technical stuff. And when we record, you know, it's not like during work hours. So we have to figure out who's willing to come in after work to talk to it. Like, there's just so many things that go into it. But
two moms, like, just trying to figure this out.
Yeah. So until we figure out how to do that, and we're talking about stuff, some people, I mean, we got a comment that was like, I thought it was kind of silly because they're like, we like it better with the kids. And I was like, you must be talking about the vlog. Because there's never been,
confused.
Yeah, there's never been kids on the podcast, you know. And they were like, and not everything's about God. And I was like, okay. Got you. That's
I didn't read that one. I didn't see that one.
I was just like, they must be in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and it is, by the way, everything.
The answer is always Jesus. If it's a trick question, you're asked anything, the answer is always Jesus.
That's right.
But I do think that people enjoy the conversations, and they do enjoy hearing our perspective on things, and they do enjoy like thoughtful discussions, not just updates. But then there are people who just want the juicy updates, right? So it's like, you can't win. I mean, and we've had people say, how do you know each other? And we're like, well, we covered that in the first podcast.
Yeah.
Should we talk about it again?
Yeah. Like, basically on Instagram, I liked what she posted. I liked her stories. And she would message me on Instagram and
like,
and
voice
I
message.
Yeah, but and
which
I
was
would,
weird because she's like, nobody voice messaged me. But now that they've had, 17 podcasts to get to know me, they know that I talk, I teach, I talk, I communicate through stories.
Right.
You can't do that through a message.
But also, she's like, I think I saw your former spouse at my gym. And I was like, let's talk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Everything.
I did. I haven't ever seen him since, though. It was just that one time.
Oh, my gosh. So that kind of perked my interest just a little bit. I didn't. But we did get some comments also. I'm happy to report that in the MTC, women that have served missions around the same time as me, 2002, 2003, did not have the same
never
stare
heard
down.
The phrase quiet dignity. They never heard that.
What?
Yeah, they said I've never heard that.
The whole MTC heard quiet dignity, sisters. So that's weird. Maybe they were in a, I don't know, but
maybe they squashed that. Maybe somebody heard that and they were like, no.
Gosh.
Because early 2000s, it's not like it's the 1800s.
Yeah.
I would have heard that even then and be like, excuse me?
I thought I was like a freaking pioneer with my
so
bonnet.
somebody, it must have been a situation like my mom, which, by the way, if you guys remember last time, my mom I told the story about my mom as the stake relief society president having to go in and talk to the relief society president who was measuring the hemlines of skirts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So my mom listens to the podcast,
What's her name?
My mom's name?
Yeah.
Jean.
Jean, I would like to thank you. I'm going to interrupt Carly here. Sweet Jean went and bought me super tampons, okay, people, at the grocery store, because at the Bishop Storehouse, like, you can't get the big honkin' ones for day 1 and day 2 of the heavy period. And so I'm like, this is TMI. I am so sorry, but I'm shoving up 2 regulars just to like stop the flow and like control the waddling. And because you can only get certain sizes at the Bishop Storehouse, just like you can only get shampoo and conditioner in one. You know,
which is not great for your kids' hair.
No, I love the Storehouse, but there's just some things that you can't get. And she went and bought me super tampons. So thank you, Jean. Jean Bean Designs. Is that what it is?
She's Jean Bean Studios.
Oh, Studios. She is an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Both of her
that's
parents.
her handle online. Jean
but
Bean
what were you
Studios.
saying? So she talked to the Relief Society president.
I just told you last time that they were measuring the hemline.
Yeah.
And my mom said that they were measuring, I forget how she phrased it, but it was like also their shirts. Like the
cleavage.
The
like
cleavage or something, yeah. And they had brought, I am not kidding. I don't even want to say this out loud.
Is this in Seattle?
Yes.
That's weird.
It is bizarro.
Yeah.
This is not my experience. I've never heard this before or since, but my mom had to deal with it, so I know it's real. But they brought like oversized dad shirts and made them wear them if their cleavage was showing.
Holy cow.
Or if their skirts were too short or something. And I wish that I could have seen the look on my mom's face.
Were you a youth at the time?
I don't know. I think so. I think I was around then.
So was that just a sister thing, like this certain sister?
It was the Young Women's President of one ward out there. Yeah.
So what we're getting at is that in the MTC, I think it was just the sister serving on that very Wednesday who said, "Sister, you have too many flowers on your dress," and she made me do an about face, and I thought that I was like the MTC hoe.
For having too many.
Did. Yes, and for having a freaking dress on.
That's the thing that if you're not a member of our church, a lot of people don't realize that every position, except for like in Salt Lake, right, like the apostles and prophets, but like every bishop and every leader in our ward in the area, everything's voluntary, and nobody goes to like a training to learn how to become a priest or a preacher or whatever positions, right? Like nobody's paid, it's all voluntary, and so you just like you work with what you've got. But we forget that. We forget it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's easy to be critical of people because like they have these leadership roles and you expect things of them, but they're just people like us and they have different experiences.
And so is the prophet, for heaven's sakes. Like I am guilty of looking at bishops and stake presidents and temple presidents and thinking that they are better than me and thinking that they are more righteous and holier. Expecting them to save you, to rescue you from the pits of despair spiritually that you're in. And sometimes they do that, but for the most part, they are just human too.
Yes, they have both, right? They have a lot of stewardship and blessings in that stewardship and their calling. When you're set apart in those roles, you get to have a stewardship, and the Spirit, I think, enables you to love in a different way and to see people in a different way. So there is part of that is true. Yeah. But they are just people, and so. But what I'm getting at is with these callings and these people, even this young woman's president that got it horribly wrong that time, I'm sure she had amazing other things, right? She just miscalculated that one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like poor Sariah, known as the murmurer and the complainer in the Book of Mormon. This is Lehi's wife we're talking about, who just gets super irritated with her husband and says, "You're such a visionary man."
I mean, come on.
And who would blame her?
He takes her out of her comfy home and makes her live in the freaking woods. And,
but what is Sariah
having a baby in
known
the woods?
For? Not the fact that she has all these kids, let alone 4 boys and 2 very disturbed boys. But she's got all these kids. He's like, "Sariah, we're out of here. We're leaving before, Jerusalem gets burned to the ground." And she's like, "Excuse me, what?"
Yeah.
Like, all my friends are here. And she calls him a visionary man. She murmurs and complains because he tells the sons to go in harm's way and get the plates from Laban. And the poor woman is known for being a complainer. And so my point to this is that the woman who made me do the about face, it's all I know about her is that she judged me for what I was wearing when she probably has a lot of other great things. I mean, the fact that she was serving there.
Right.
But who cares?
Like the other thing too is when you do take leadership classes, not classes, but when they have like instruction, you'll take an hour like meeting, right? Where they help give you advice about being a good leader or whatever. They're always very sensitive to correct people because they don't want people to be offended.
Because we need them. It's like finding the primary teachers. You're like, please.
Yeah, you don't want to be too critical of people because, they're like, "Okay, fire me. That's fine. This is, I'm not getting paid, and you want people to have a good experience. And so you have to balance this, like, well, I don't want to offend her, but she's offending other people. So where's this line, So maybe after that experience, it didn't take long for somebody to be like, "Excuse me, sister, but you can't be here if you're gonna do that."
Gosh, I know. And I wonder. Yes, that was kind of a long tangent, but I'm glad that
that was not the typical experience.
We also wanted to comment. There was a fascinating question, and this is kind of trending and going around on social media today about, is it The Bachelorette?
Yeah, so
What's her name? Nikki, Ricky?
I can't remember because I don't watch the show, but one of the
TikTok moms?
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Or no, Mom Talk. It's one of her.
But that's what it is. So they started on TikTok and then they created a show about it. I'm actually related to these people.
And then the girl is now
so
the
one of the girls on the show.
Because you guys don't know who we're talking about. I can't remember her name.
I can't remember.
I
only
her
remember
name.
the ones I'm related to, and I don't even watch it.
Do you want to say who you're related
to?
No, she doesn't dare.
No, okay. It's fine. I
don't know any of their names, but we had a comment that said, "What do you think about they're promoting the new Bachelorette?" And it says, "Leave the garments at home," doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the picture of one of the moms.
She's
who's
beautiful,
now divorced, right? Yeah. Oh,
beautiful.
And the tagline is, "Leave your garments at home," or something to that effect.
And she's like whispering, like, "Shh."
Yeah.
And she's got this beautiful, sexy picture of her with just enough cleavage showing. And she's got this beautiful, like, top line, like she looks great. I that's not like even the problem, but LDS women are getting torqued off.
Yeah, there are some women that are not happy about it.
Yeah. So that's a whole other topic for another day, talking about garments. But somebody said, what do you guys think about that? And I think it's a great question that we can talk about maybe for another one, but another podcast, because that will take some time. But I guess, what are some of the things that you would like a discussion about?
There are some frequently asked questions.
Yes,
do you want to cover those?
There's a few frequently asked questions that I get that I'm also willing to answer. If you want to message us either on Instagram or on Spotify or on YouTube, because remember, we cannot.
But Spotify, we don't get to as quickly. So the quickest way to respond, I try and read all of the YouTube comments because I'm just on YouTube more.
Yeah. I read them. She's better at commenting. Sometimes I just don't have the time to comment. I'm trying to sell puppies, by the way. So I am covered in puppy crap. And
literally?
And so I have 2 boys and 2 girls left, little Bernedoodles, about 20 to 30 pounds expected weight. So I'm trying to get them taken care of and kids taken care of, and I can't reply to everything. But Carly's better at YouTube than me, but
comment.
Yeah, comment. And continue to, because the thing is, I think that they can text in on Buzzsprout. So
you can.
So when they click the link to have a question, like support the show or whatever, they can just text on their phone.
Yeah, you can.
That's what makes it so fast and convenient. We can't reply on that.
Yeah,
but we'll read them anyway. But one of the frequently asked questions that I get is, when are you going to date again? Or are you like dating someone? Or
this is the question.
I have a brother and I want to dry heave.
So the answer is no.
And everyone's like, well, yeah, but not right now. And I'm like, look, I'm not stupid. Like, I know I have a lot to offer. I know that I can clean up nice if I need to. I know that
she's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I know that I have, a fun personality, and I can have a good time and really offer a lot to a man. And I can make someone really happy. Like, when I'm devoted, I'm devoted. And
she is loyal. That's for sure.
But I also know that there's not a lot of men out there that are going to want to take on 8 kids and $100,000. It's going to be $200,000 of legal debt. They're not going to want to do that. Well, maybe not now, but maybe like in 10 years when Naoma's, older. I'm like, okay, well, in 10 years, I'll be pushing 55 years old.
Hey, there have been people who find happiness very late in their lives.
I don't want to do some dude's laundry when I'm 55 years old and cooking him dinner.
Okay, but would you travel with him? Because that would be fun.
I mean, I don't even know what that means or what that's like, because I can't even picture myself. Yeah,
like
it's gone.
It's not even an option right now. She's just got to get out of the mud.
I've just accepted the fact that I'm not going to remarry. If I do, then you can all laugh in my face.
No, nobody would laugh. I think that what you have to understand about human psychology is it's easier to be realistic and more towards the pessimistic side so that you're not disappointed.
You're not hurt. Yeah.
Right? You don't want to be hurt.
Because I will say, the other day, I can't cry very well because I'm medicated. But I wanted to cry. I wanted to just release with a bunch of water pouring out of my eyes, because crying feels good. We know this as women, but I, for some reason, felt sad that, I don't know if I saw couples or if I saw my sisters and brother with their spouse. I don't know if I saw a movie. I don't know what triggered it, but I was like, oh my gosh. Like I think what it was is that I had a friend give me a hug and it was a boy.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't a brother. It wasn't a dad. It wasn't an old, man in my ward who's like, oh, we love you, Sister Jeppson, and give me a hug. It was like a real man that gave me a hug. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I had not had a hug from a man in years.
Yeah.
And I was like, I won't have this, And I think I felt bad. Not enough to be like, I do want to date. But because I've just come to accept... I was just about to say, I've come to accept it upon, what is it? As we come to accept and act upon these values, we will be prepared to make and keep sacred covenants.
Nope, wrong thing.
This is not the young women theme, by the way, which has changed.
Oh yeah, it's changed.
Holy moly.
We
but yeah, so a frequently asked question is, do you date? No. Are you going to date? Not planning on it. And,
but listen, now that she said all that,
you're a great catch. Like,
no,
come on.
we have been taught to expect miracles. Okay,
and I know, but like,
I'm just saying that you are a catch. No, I'm not going to change your mind. I'm not
she's trying to be kind.
Oh, be kind.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not even trying to be
versus
kind.
She's being nice now. I'm just kidding.
I am just trying to set the stage so that one day, if somebody says to you, Julie, I know this guy who knows who you are and isn't scared of any of it.
Here's the problem, though. If there is a man, this might come across as very rude and judgmental, and that's fine. I have a brother, and he loves kids, and he is the greatest guy. I'm sorry, but if he is a single man who is in his 40s or 50s and does not have children already, then something is probably off.
It could be, or it could be, well, yeah, something could be off, or...
Okay, because if he's not married
I'm trying
already...
to think of a real person that I know. My problem is if they don't have kids yet, it would be hard to jump in and know what to do with them.
And they're like, well, but surely there's a man who has always wanted a family. So, jump on board to Julie's train here and have I'm like, no. If they don't have a family already in their 40s or 50s, like, then something's wrong. Because, right? If you have a single man in his 40s or 50s who has never been married, what does that mean to you?
I'm trying to think of a situation where...
But you can't think of one, right? Unless they're kind of a freak or picky or...
I would say picky. I have one person that I can think of, and he says he's straight, and I love him, and I think he's always been picky.
Yeah.
And but then the older he's gotten, the harder it is for him.
You're set in your ways.
I think that's it. I think that.
So why would I want to date that? And why would he want to date me?
Exactly. Because the guy that I'm thinking of is awesome, and I love him because he's a family member, so I know him well. And I could see him being attracted to you and thinking that you're awesome, and I could see him loving kids. But I think it'd be really hard for him to walk in and be like, wait, I can't control, because he's controlled everything for so long in his life, right? And
come on, I am a catch. I got $200,000 of debt and legal fees. I've got 8 children who are medicated because they're depressed and have anxiety. And also one has a spinal fracture. Another is really disrespectful. I've still got a 5-year-old. I've got 3 that are in pull-ups at night. Like, who? And then my house is full of literal dump.
Well, when you put it that way, Julie.
I know. Really, it's like a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
For the pain.
But I think, yes. And because you don't want to, it's depressing to think of somebody saying you're not good enough or I don't like your situation or whatever. So you have to put up that wall. And really, we're lucky if we end up in marriages that work anyway, I feel like. Because the stats are just not good. But I do think that there could be... I'm thinking, what kind of situation would it actually work? What if there's a 45, 50-year-old man who has 2 or 3 kids and has lost his wife?
Okay, that's a big no. And let me tell you
Really?
Yes.
No
number
widowers?
one, no.
Really?
Yes, that sounds terrible. And I know. And I'm being you're kind of like to the side. Do you want to I can't see your face.
It's because where the microphone is placed. I'm trying to keep my mouth
There's a
close
reason.
to it.
And it sounds really unfair. Number one, I don't want 3 more kids. I don't want to have 11 kids. And people will tease me about Bubba Page, who is a friend, oh, you should date Bubba. And I'm like, and then they start laughing. And it hurts my feelings. Then you'd have 16 kids and it hurts. Like, it's not funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can laugh with them, but I don't want another man's children, which I don't blame them for not wanting mine.
Right.
Okay. But the second thing is the reason I don't want a widower is because I don't want to compete with the love of his life.
Mm-hmm. I have heard that.
I don't want to. I don't want a man who still loves his first wife.
Yeah.
I just don't want that.
Well, it'd be really hard to explain how you feel, and like you'd be coming from opposite sides of a story, right?
Yes.
So that would be really hard.
And then if he's not married, then something's wrong.
It is kind of
I'm
hard.
out. Like, sayonara. Like, I will just make it to heaven on my own.
It's really hard for Julie to imagine an ideal situation at this point.
Don't be texting me, oh, I have this brother. I don't want it. I don't have the time for it. I am barely alive.
That being said, we're going to pray for a miracle. And maybe one day, whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, it could happen. I am not discounting it.
It is weird, I will say, to be somewhere and see an attractive person and be like, I could flirt if I wanted to. And I could be like, have, a crush on someone and not be like sinning in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because for so long, it's like, man, I'm getting out of this thing. Come on I'm trying to like get comfy in this chair, and it's just like impossible in these chairs. Okay. All right. Hold, please. Keep talking, Julie.
Anyway, yeah, it's kind of fun I don't know if it's fun, but it's because it's more weird to be like, I mean, he's an attractive person, but I'm not going to go. I think that in my older age, as I've aged, like I'm not 24, 25 was when I got married. I'm going to be 45. Is that 20 years? Yes.
Wait, you were how old?
Yeah, I was 25 when I got married, and I'm 44.
Yeah.
So add 20 years, and I am not going to seek a man.
Right.
He better be freaking coming after me.
Yep.
And like,
I have a lot to offer.
Yes. Devote himself. And I mean, the kids and their lives come first, sadly, right now.
Well, that's the thing too. When people ask you that, it's just kind of like, well, logistically, it would be really hard to manage your own social life on top of 8 other, not just social lives, but, just the emails from teachers.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh. This is my social activity right now. In fact, I went to my first single mom advocacy lunch. And
how'd that go?
It was awesome. I was just so proud to be amongst women who have nonprofit organizations that they have started. FADV, which is the Fight Against Domestic Violence. Tons of others. Live Your Dream Foundation, who has been so good to me. And I didn't have any nonprofit. I mean, I was like, I'm here with Greedy Mamas. They're like, excuse me, what is that? But they were all making change. Mm-hmm. They were all pushing legislation. They were finding ways for moms to be supported that were single, whether they were widows or, in the fight of their lives in family court. And I was honored to be among them because they were all there to help someone like me. Mm-hmm. And then there was one man who was there, and he's like, look, I have 4 daughters. I have an amazing wife and, raised by my mother. And he had so much interest and love and like loyalty and desire to help single mothers. And I just looked at him kind of in awe because I was like, why? But he was like teaching us, the business world and teaching us how entrepreneurs work, because we've all been mothers, stay-at-home moms. And there's so many moms that do both. But like, I learned, again, maybe this is just my freaking young women's leaders, that you cannot be 100% mom and 100% CEO of a company. Well, something has to give somewhere, and I believe that.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
The idea that women can have it all is real, but you can't have it all at once.
No.
Because we are just human, I do think that there are people who can multitask better than others.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if you have a kid that's up at night and it needs you at 8 o'clock.
But then you got to go deliver a baby.
Or even go to a singing telegram, whatever it is, right? Like,
did we talk about that last time?
I don't know. I don't think
you
we
guys. Have. Okay, tangent. I have been hired to be a singing telegram.
We did talk about it.
Did
I don't
we?
know. I don't know.
I can't remember. We'll see if I think we did. I'm going to be a molar, like I'm going to go into a dentist's office and sing for this dentist.
Which actually gave me an idea. Another tangent.
Yes. What?
There's a thing. We'll have to look it up online because I cannot remember what it's called. But like even D-list actors and stuff are on this app, and people can pay them
to like sing them happy birthday.
Yeah, or like just give them a message.
Yeah.
Like even like the dumb.
You guys can pay me and I'll talk
guys.
to a big fan.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you can pay them to give you a happy birthday message or just to like, hey, give me advice or whatever it is. And it's like $20 or $40 or whatever. Should we put her on that app?
Hello. I am available. I am your singing telegram. Bang. Does anybody know what that movie is? Do you have any idea?
No idea.
Clue. That's from Clue.
Oh,
at the
James
end.
And my kids would know
yes,
that.
I love that show.
Yeah.
That's why I said flames on the side of my face. Somebody else quoted that.
I'm
also
gonna have
in
to
the
watch
comments.
it now.
It's a great show. But tangent upon tangent, I do find it interesting that I'm literally doing all that I can to stay afloat. We're talking singing telegram, right? I'm selling little Bernedoodle puppies. I was like, breeding, I can do that. Don't come at me for dog shelters and humane societies. I don't want to hear it. And number 3, I am doing content creating, right? A vlog. We're podcasting. I am dog sitting at home. I sell storage containers, and I don't mean Tupperware. I'm selling like train cars.
I didn't even think about Tupperware. That's funny.
Because this is a company called Strong Containers, and I get commissioned for selling literal like cars, trains. What is it called? It's a container that come across the ocean.
The metal storage containers, yeah.
And okay, so that's like 6 things. And so sometimes I just get kind of curious as to why other people aren't willing to get other forms of work. Instead, they like to blame me for being the reason they aren't able to get work. Are you catching my drift?
Yeah. Well, because that's also a frequently asked question.
Yes, it is. Where is the petitioner and what is he doing? My answer to that is he's in Utah County.
Which is not where you live.
No, it's probably 25 minutes away. It's kind of
it's longer than that.
Longer than that, especially in the snow. 30 minutes maybe, especially with traffic. It's not close. And what is he doing? I don't know. I have no freaking idea what he's doing. I knew when we were in a discovery phase where you subpoena bank statements and where you subpoena, witnesses to testify, and where you get people, you depose them. So they have to sit in a 4-hour deposition, and you just question anything that you want. And I saw a whole lot of stuff on where he was traveling and who he was speaking to and for when I did these subpoenas. But as of right now, I have no idea. So people will ask in these frequently asked questions, where does he live? What's he doing? Well, what does he even want? And what is it that you want? And why are you guys still fighting? And the people that ask this have no idea what it's like to be in the shackles of family court, because you can't get out. You can't get out because something's always filed, which brings us to our next topic here. We're at 33 minutes. I just filed an appeal. Did we talk about that?
And now, last time we were you were thinking you were going to file the appeal, but you hadn't done it yet.
Okay. And I was waiting to see because I received a motion. I have filed something called a motion to enforce, and a motion to enforce is just what it says. It's enforcing something to happen, which is
like the decree.
Yes. So something is being violated in the decree, and I need the thing I need would be helpful to survive. So I have filed a motion to enforce, financial obligations. And
is this all public?
I mean, yeah, you can look up any of this stuff. Okay. As far as I know, I mean, I don't know if details are in there, but I will say that when an appeal is filed, it becomes public.
Okay. That's what I
I don't know if that is like the appeal. The thing is, the decree is public. The appeal is public.
So if I wanted to go online and see what the judge said you have to do. Can I find that?
I think that you can only find some of it on my particular case because my freaking judge sealed it.
Okay.
I don't ask me why, but
because you're like supposedly Utah famous.
Oh gosh, makes me want to barf. So he sealed some of it, and I don't quite know why, and it bothers me to this day. But you can see all the things that were filed, what was filed, motion to enforce, counter motion to enforce, motion to reconsider, amended motion to like you can see all of the things that were filed. You could see the decree, but the decree just says refer to facts and findings and conclusions of law on every single topic.
And can you see that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You can on most people's, but he sealed mine.
Okay.
But it's 58 pages. So anytime I have to send the decree in to get like my name changed because they require the divorce decree, I have to send in 60 pages.
Oh my gosh.
So that was, we were getting away from ourselves. But I was saying, I filed the motion to enforce and received the counter motion to enforce. So not only are they explaining why they shouldn't have a motion to enforce them to do something, they have also countered the motion with their own motion to enforce and blame me for violating the decree, which doesn't matter because I have all of the evidence to speak for that. But we are now filing an appeal, which makes me the appellant, and I found out he's called the appellee.
He's the appellee.
Like, okay. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it was like APPELLEE.
Okay, yeah.
So appellee, I'm the appellant. Yeah. He is the appellee.
Okay.
And which is weird because it's petitioner, but now the defender is the appellee, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm the respondent, but also the appellant. It's weird. So
petitioner's the way to go. It's way easier.
Yes, man. But I still stand by the fact that I didn't file. It makes me feel better spiritually. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah.
That has been filed with the courts, and now it's called the Utah Court of Appeals. Brand new judges, like 5 or 6 brand new judges.
They're all new.
Well, I don't know if they're new to,
but they're new. They're not new to the court. They're new to this case.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because it's a totally different Utah court. It's the Utah Court of Appellate. It's the higher courts.
Yeah.
So
Court of Appeals. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll take. I mean, they're talking about briefs and transcripts and all these things, and so that's going to take a good 6 to 9 months.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. So we're still in it, people.
When you're waiting for trial the first time, your 4-day trial, you have like the commissioner gave you guys like this is how many times you're supposed to see the kids, this is how much money you're supposed to pay. Like you have this agreement that he's supposed to abide by until trial.
That's called temporary orders.
Okay, so you have your temporary orders. Then you go to trial.
Yeah.
And you get that decree, which is supposedly like the end, which it hasn't been.
Which it's never the end because you can keep filing modifications to the decrees.
Forever.
Yeah.
If you just want to, it's like whoever has the most money.
Yep. And there are women here that are listening that are like, yeah, I'm 14 years in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was divorced 10 years ago and I'm going back to court.
Yeah.
It will never end.
Which this is also a sidetrack. I want to go back to my first thought, but we had
keep talking.
A local girl. Oh yeah, thanks. We had a local girl text and say, I'm going through this divorce and basically I agreed to, like, he paid off my side of the house, he gets the house, but we're not getting lawyers and he's giving me, they have like 4 or 5 kids and he's only giving her $800 a month. And that's it. So she gets to have the kids most of the time, but no money. And I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah, because she doesn't know.
The thing that I wanted Julie to say out loud on the podcast to help women is, what did you say can always change?
Custody. Custody can always change. Anything can change. The only things, and I learned this from Dana Tingey with High Ground Divorces, the only thing that kind of remains unchangeable for the most part is spousal support and asset division. The rest can change.
So the reason I bring this up is because this poor woman, she's thinking, well, nothing matters if I get the kids. And she's being, protective. And she's like, I'll figure everything else out later. And maybe she has wealthy family that will take care of her. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But the hard thing for me after hearing that was like, no. He's going to leave you high and dry. Yep. So you have no money. And then he can go after the kids later. Just because it's this way now doesn't mean that it will always be that way. So just everybody
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, and we should say it every time because it was mind-boggling to me when Dana said, because I said what all women say, I don't care about the money. I don't want his money. I'll figure it out. I just want the kids. Just give me the kids. I mean, and it's this righteous
desire,
yeah, and motherly thing to do.
It's your intuition.
Yes,
it's your instinct.
as mothers, we're going to protect the child at all costs. We're going to, let the house go into flames and.
Well, if you think about it, it's also been your job the whole time, right?
Yeah.
He's off working, and this is what you do all day, every day. This is your living, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, so when you're dividing the kids or you're talking about it, it feels different than just being like, well, we get 50-50. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like he gets this break. Because guess what the men do? They just hire a nanny.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just hire someone.
Because they already have a job. They already have income coming in.
Yes. I mean, it's never been set up for women to succeed. And so I was saying the same thing. And I don't blame myself. I don't blame any woman that's like, I just want the kids. But what you all need to know, and I hope that you listen good and hard, and that you tell someone that's about to enter this realm of family court hell, that if you divorce and you just agree on custody of the kids and you give him everything that he wants and you can have the money, and I don't care if you give me $500 a month, as long as I have the children, he will take that and then come after you 6 months later for custody because you're unfit. You're an unfit mother. You can't provide for them.
Because my comment
you've lost everything.
Was it's even easier then to come back and get the kids because they can now prove that you're incapable of providing for the kids because
you
somehow
have no money.
You either have no money, or if you're lucky enough to find a job that will pay for them, now you're not around.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then they'll file something against you like, oh, well, she's got a job and she's not there for the children.
She's neglecting them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then they'll blame you for alienation. They'll just pull that in somehow, even if you've stipulated to that not being a thing. They will bring in alienation. They will bring in that you're inadequate and that you're whatever. They'll just punish you and take your kids from you, not because they want them, but because it punishes you. And I'm not saying that all couples do this, but when it
gets gnarly and nasty.
Yep, that's what they do. And so I was like, no, that can't be right. She said, listen, I have done this over and over and over again. You fight for equal, like the money, because those two things cannot change, which is part of the reason that we are going to the appellate court, because I received a nice chunk of alimony monthly for 18 years until the dude is in his 70s. Whew. So for them to decrease that, which I think and the attorneys believe was unlawful. They did not follow this certain judge did not follow the law. He doesn't get to change a judge's discretion like we talked about before. So now we're going to the appellate court, the higher court, to bring the alimony back to what it was, because that can't be changed. So it's like you might as well go all the way to the end, and then when you get to the Court of Appeals, I think then it stops. Yeah,
I think it takes years to get there.
Yeah.
But
it took 3.5 years to get to trial, remember?
Yeah. That was my question. That's where this all started. This tangent was, you have your temporary orders, you go to court, you go to trial, you get your decree, which is your new orders basically. Mm-hmm. But while he's filing the appeal, while you appealed.
He filed a motion to change the decree.
Okay. Yeah. So
to change like the judge's ruling.
And now with the new judge's ruling, until you go to the Court of Appeals, he's supposed to be following the new judge's orders?
So am I.
Okay.
But then if it goes to the appeals, and let's say that I prevail in the Court of Appeals, I hope I'm not speaking out of my rear end, then, and it goes back to what originally was from the original ruling, then the money and the numbers all shift again and are changed back. So he'll owe more,
Okay.
And then you send in those documents.
So it's a gamble, really.
Yeah. You send it into the Office of Recovery Services, and they do all the math and figure out, okay, well, this is what he actually owes now. This is what he's behind on, since the numbers have now changed. And that's when they talk about arrearages. And if you've never heard that word.
Yeah, that was new to me when you and I first started talking.
Yeah, when my lawyers are like, well, he's in arrears. I was like, excuse me? I'm thinking of like the rear end, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in arrears, it's just what is owing, what is in the deficit. Like he's in arrears upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever it is. I said, so at what point do you fight for the arrears? And my lawyers would say, well, when you get to trial, you can recoup all that. And I'm like, what? So like 3 years later, I can ask for money in 2025, what I deserved in 2022. And they said, yes. And it will all just add up, which is why you just drown because you're crippled.
They can just put it off.
Uh-huh.
That's why I asked like what the expectation is now and what he's supposed to be doing now, because it's like, is it the lesser or is it the greater? Is it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. For example, I think I can share about equity. I owned a condo before I got married, and that was called premarital money. It was a premarital asset.
Yep.
But I had to prove in trial that I bought that condo with my own money and that it wasn't premarital. And that was a fight. We fought that. And I'm like, you and I both know that you moved into my condo, you know, but it was strategic the way we had to relay it and get the judge
get the right documents.
Yes, and get them into evidence.
One of the things that people don't realize, which I've been watching a lot of court cases revolving around Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Yeah.
That's what I've been listening to. And this content creator that I was listening to, I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was an attorney, I think, that was on one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, he said that contrary to popular belief, most things are not decided in court. They're decided before court. And most people don't realize that. He's like, you know, unlike what you see in the movies, to like when you get a piece of paper or evidence into court and you see it the day of court, you had all of this, like, not trial, but like you meet up in court with the judge and with the lawyers, and they decide, like, can this be entered? Does it go, like, does it fit these parameters? Can we get it kicked out?
The word is, can we admit this into evidence?
Yeah, but they contest things, and they like witnesses and all of, like, there's so much behind
all of my
the
witnesses
scenes,
got kicked out.
Which is, I mean, but
because I
his
didn't
too,
have,
right?
his did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have, we didn't write it on form 96A, but we rewrote all of my witnesses on a different form, but you had to have it on all the forms, you know?
I mean, yeah, there's so much. My point is, like, there's so much that goes to work getting the trial ready, that what you see on those days is a fraction of the time and the effort and the decisions. And and there's a lot of evidence that is not allowed for different reasons.
It's not admitted.
I mean, it's interesting to see, you know, a famous case, and because they can talk about it more freely, and there's all sorts of content creators that go into the documents and read them out loud, and people who break them apart. And so it's fascinating, which is kind of why I was curious if
I know, like, why isn't theirs sealed? Like, what the crap?
Well, with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, it was sealed for a long time. She filed this lawsuit over a year ago, and the judge just unsealed a lot of things because she wanted it to be kept quiet, and the judge was basically like...
So what made him unseal it?
Well, I think it's because they're getting ready for trial now, right? Like, there's no reason for it. Like, if you're going to go public and you're going to have this public trial and this evidence has to come out.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, but I freaking went to trial. I'm like, let's unseal this stuff, baby.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe in the appellate court, it will finally all be brought to light. It's like my own little golden plates coming to the surface for everyone to see.
I mean, it's like you said last time, survivors want to tell their story.
Yep.
And I think that is very relatable for a lot of people, but it is not without problems for you. Like you're going to hear it for even talking about any of this.
Yeah. Oh, I am going to hear it because recent podcasts are now under scrutiny, which I knew would happen, but I have that clause to protect me, or should protect me. But
the no non-disparagement clause.
Yeah, you're right. But we've had, you know, evidence of, I mean, Carly's been brought into evidence, or she's been brought into exhibits. At least her picture. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Because that's some of their latest filing. But back to the equity, I bought the condo. I therefore had more equity in the home because of the sale of that condo. So I had to prove that. Once I did, I got more equity. But then I also got more equity because of his arrears. So because of back pay that was not brought current, we just applied his equity, his arrears to the equity, if that makes sense. So it was offset, which was hard because I'm like, well, this is not money in my pocket, and I needed the actual money, not just to be able to like let him out of it.
It will be nice if you have to sell your place to have less that you have to pay him.
Yeah.
But right now, trying to survive and pay all these bills and whatever,
Right.
like that doesn't pay a doctor. You can't pay a doctor in your future sale of your future.
Right. And that's,
house,
who says I'm even going to freaking move? So anyway, I was awarded, like triple the equity that he was. But in this new ruling, the judge just kind of split it down the middle and gave him more equity. So now he gets more equity than he received in the original ruling. But if that changes in the appellate court, it will go back to the original ruling, which then means he's still more behind in the arrears. Like it's confusing, and I'm glad.
You know how there's like girl math? People joke about girl math. I think there's like divorce math.
It's gosh.
There's got to be something that goes on in people's heads that's like, okay, well, there's this pretend money in this house, this equity. So I've got this many years, let's just say I have to make it an easy $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Well, I get $300,000 in that house. So that means I don't have to pay my ex anything for 6 years.
Yeah.
But that's not actually how it's supposed to work. That's not actually helpful. That's
not to mention whoever is left in the house and maybe ordered to sell has to get the house prepared and ready.
Oh yeah, and pay for it all. And,
I had to pay for the appraisal. And if I have to sell this house, which I'm ordered to sell in 5 years, if I don't remove his name from the mortgage, and then those were a bunch of other questions.
It makes sense. I wonder how much of this you're allowed to talk about.
I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I mean, when you have his name, both of our names on the mortgage, I didn't know this. I was like, why does it matter if his name's on there or if it's not?
Well, because he can't buy a house.
Right, but I didn't know that. Yeah. I was like, why? Why can't he buy a house? Because he has debt already on a mortgage.
Right.
And so he's not going to qualify for a loan on another house because he has debt on another one. And I was like, oh. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It's very common in divorces. That part of it is very common, but it's really hard because with the way the economy was when you bought your house versus the way it is now.
That's why.
If you were to sell your house now, you'd have more money, like you make money on it, but then your monthly rent on a place would be like 3 times what you pay on your mortgage.
So the judge was generous. I mean, to me, it feels like a total crock, but in regular family court, it's typically 90 days that the person needs to sell the house.
Really?
Yes.
90 days?
Uh-huh. Or assume the loan. Assume the loan or sell the house. So you either assume the loan and pay him his equity, and refinance, take his name off, or you sell it. And it's typically average is 90 days. Uh-huh. So the judge gave me 5 years. So I'm reading that and I'm like, what? But it's supposedly extremely generous.
Okay. And he's not trying to change that.
No, I don't think he freaking cares.
That didn't change in the...
But it changes, like, again, the amount of equity.
Right, but the time has not changed.
No, the time has not changed. But in 5 years, like, I have another mortgage via attorneys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how am I going to pay the attorneys $200,000, the rest of my house, and then make sure I take his name off, assume the loan? Like, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But apparently 5 years is that what they do is they say, let's try to equalize the poverty. That's
the phrase?
Equalize the poverty. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Neither party has the ability, so let's equalize the poverty. Here's have half a piece of nothing. Anyway, we're getting long. It's 54 minutes here.
Are we really?
Yes. There's a lot to talk about.
Well, yeah, we should probably stop because I have thoughts in my head and I don't know if I can get them out without getting myself in trouble. But if you're going to equalize the poverty, I'm just thinking, why don't you give the poverty to the person who has the ability to work the most?
That is why they filed their motion to, their counter motion to enforce, because they said, even with this new ruling, the new judge gave 75% of the equity to her and 25% to him. That doesn't equalize the poverty. But my attorney would argue and say, he gave Julie $9,000 for 9 people to live on, and the petitioner $8,000 for one person. And that doesn't equalize the poverty because she's got 9 people living in the same home. So there's arguments, right? This is what attorneys argue about.
That's exactly. That's why law exists, is because you could go back and forth. But, oh, Julie.
Yeah, it's stressful. And
how much of this are we going to have to edit out?
I know it's crawling through Carly's head, and I'm just like, let's just let it all out. Let's just, because
I just don't want, this is my struggle though, right? Is like, from the beginning of this podcast, I've known that Julie has this, I mean,
I do too.
It wasn't even a ruling. You both agreed.
It's called stipulated.
And it was his attorney
who suggested it.
Yes, to have this. And I read it and I was like, you can't get in trouble. It's
clear as mud. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get in trouble for telling your story.
No.
Which is why this was such a good opportunity.
Which is why we started the podcast.
Right. Because
as soon as that was done.
Because you're protected.
Yeah.
Right. But now he's trying to come at you and say,
I'm disparaging again.
Which, as far as I understand law, if he's going to come at you and say that you are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Defaming, slandering?
Yeah. He has to prove that it's false.
Well, he has to prove with evidence that I indeed have been the reason for his inability to earn. How's he going to prove that? Has someone come up to him and said, your ex-wife has come and told me how horrible you are, and so we're not going to hire you? Like, that's never going to happen. I've never done that.
Well, even if you're giving somebody ideas right now and they're going to go do it, it doesn't matter, because in his industry, there are tons of opportunities, right? Tons and tons of opportunities. Right. And it's his job to go and get them, or I don't get myself in trouble here, but I feel for the parent that has the children and the world is your oyster, but only as much as you can get a way to do it.
Yeah.
And
and you know what? I'll say this. He's really good at what he does. He's extremely good at what he does, but there are other things that you can do. If the one thing that's been going for you for so long isn't going anymore, like, try something else. That's what I've had to do, reinvent myself. And I've done that. That's what I'm saying.
8 jobs at a time.
Yeah.
I took a class in college. It was a career explorations class. And they said that the average person changes careers, not jobs, entire careers 2 to 3 times. That's the average person.
Makes sense.
So, to have to reinvent and not do exactly what he's been doing, so you're like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? I just think
that's why I get so mad. I'm like we say, an able-bodied person who has the ability to go and be an Uber driver, go and, do some data entry at home. I would love to be able to say, I can't. I have to do my vlogging. That's all I do. But no, I've grasped on to anything that I can to survive.
Because the difference is if you put your foot down and say, I'm only doing this, what's the consequence?
If I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll be accused of...
No. In your day-to-day life, how are your kids affected by you doing that?
We have no money. We have no money.
You can't do a damn thing.
No, I can't do anything.
You can't breathe. You can't... I want to say you can't leave your house. You can't even be in your house because you can't fix the water. You can't. Yeah. If you are to say, this is the job that I want, and I can't get it, so I refuse to do anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that he's doing that. I'm just saying, if you were to decide that you only were going to do one thing, it would be at the expense of your family. And the expense of yourself, but it would be at the expense of 8 other humans that you chose to bring into the world.
That's right.
You do not have the luxury. You have to do everything you can to earn money. And I don't know him. I don't know what he's doing. I want to say I don't care what he's doing. I can't say even allegedly. I have no idea. But I would expect a man who fathered 8 children and who loves them, I would expect him to be doing a lot of what you're doing.
Well, his argument would be, I can't because she's disparaged me and she's the reason that I have lost my ability to work. And I want to say my ability to earn, I lost that the day you walked out the door. So where does that leave me? Like, you can't earn money because I'm supposedly disparaging and smearing, with my smear campaign. But let's not forget that there have been lots of comments about me too. You know?
Oh, there's two sides to everything.
I mean, lots of people have ripped on me and posted publicly that I exploit kids and that I have a horrible vlog. And this is an open letter to Julie Boye. Like, I have had just as many comments, maybe not just as many, but I've had a lot of comments too that I could say, well, you've disparaged me. And my
honestly,
vlog content has gone down.
He came out and talked about it before you
I've
did.
just never gone there. We're trying to take the high road and be the bigger people here by not being a baby about it and saying it's your fault, you know? But somebody else is the reason that this all ended. I wanted it to work. I loved him. I devoted myself to him. I was sealed to him. I wanted him to be successful.
Even if you were equal parts the reason why, right? Even if you wanted it, even if you had been the petitioner, like, it doesn't change the fact that you have 8 people who you both decided to bring into this world that you're both accountable for. It doesn't matter what your marital status is. It doesn't matter how much you hate each other. Like, you have 8 children.
Yeah, you just think that you would do everything that you could. And I can't say what he's doing because I have no idea.
I mean,
I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. And it's my hope that excuse my French, but I hope he's busting his ass night and day to provide for those kids, because like, I know a lot of good men and they wouldn't be dating. They would be doing packages for Amazon and doing DoorDash and delivering pizzas and whatever else they could think of. So my hope is that that's the kind of man he is. I've never met him. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to allege anything, but we don't know what he's doing. Let's hope and pray that he's doing a lot of great things to provide for his kids.
That's one of the things that's been said in the motions. Well, she is hurting the very thing that she's accusing him of. She is hurting the very bread and butter that he is trying to bring in. She is ruining that. And I will say that in the last 2 years, after doing discovery, after subpoenaing documents and bank statements, and seeing the amount of money that has been earned by the petitioner, it would be one thing if the money that was made was coming to me and the 8 kids. But after seeing, I'm trying to word this so carefully, I can barely get it out. After seeing all the money that was made that was hoarded,
was not given.
I don't, that argument doesn't work for me anymore, because it was the bread and butter stayed in the same house. I didn't get a piece of the bread, or maybe I had a morsel. If you're catching my drift, this is really hard to talk about without just letting it spurt out like an artery that's been cut. But thanks for listening.
I mean,
oh my gosh. Oh, this is a shout out to Shield Maiden. This is my immersion sweatshirt. If you're watching on YouTube, I love the hood. It goes all the way down. And it's a shout out to Satema, who is bringing Shield Maiden back. So if you're in the market for a good butt kicking and like a female boot camp, then this is for you.
If you're made of the stuff that Julie is, then you want to do that. If you're made of the stuff I am, stay far away. I do not understand the appeal. I think it's cool, but
you would love it. It's eye-opening, and
he like beat you to a pulp.
I know, and for some reason it feels so good because he then validates you. Yeah. And he then tells you, like, he builds you up to be a leader, and you are amazing, and you be the queens that you were meant to be. And then he looks like The Rock.
Yeah.
So it's like Dwayne Johnson with the gospel and the priesthood, who is just like loving on you, you know? And,
so it's ultimately good. He just beats the crap out of you.
Yeah. To basically make you love yourself, because that's what you're worthy of. But thank you for listening. We'll be back again in our neck of the woods.
If we don't get into much trouble.
I'm not worried, because I'm over stressing out about what I can and can't say. I'm sick of living in fear.
Especially when you have a contract. That's what bugs.
Like, what the heck does that even mean if it doesn't? Why do we go to court if nothing sticks?
Stay tuned.
Bye.
So now you know what it means to be gritty. It can be dirty, but you're still so pretty. Now make a pledge, you never take no pity. Baby, welcome to the credit committee. She's a pretty girl, and she got gritty plans. So get out the way, so she can wash her hands of the blame and the shame and the claiming that she would never be enough.